Dear students, a hearty welcome to today's online class. Uh, so we are discussing with our second lesson. The title of the lesson is "The Boy Who Solved Wisdom," in which we saw a boy whose name was Nagendra. He was an orphaned boy. He found himself without a job, so he had no job. Though he had no job, he was very clever and he learned many things from his father. His father was also a clever man. So one day he got a brilliant idea and he spent a few of his nickel coins to buy. So uh, he spent those money on buying paper, ink, and a pen. And he wrote on a placard, "Wisdom for sale." So, wisdom will be sold in this shop. Okay, see, he hired an old fashioned, cheapest shop and he wrote on a placard, "Wisdom for sale." Okay, there were a lot of people selling many things in that street, among which there was also Nagendra's shop. But nobody went to Nagendra's shop. Though he was shouting all kinds of wisdom for sale, reasonable prices, and people found it very much strange and they did not go to Nagendra's shop. One day, what happened? Babu, a boy called Babu, he was a rich merchant's son. He happened to pass by the shop. So then he heard the voice, the hawking sound of Nagendra, wisdom, wisdom of all kinds. This Babu was a stupid boy. He doesn't know what he wants to do or what he does or anything. So actually, this Babu went to Nagendra's shop and he asked, um, "What is the cost of wisdom for a kilo?" Then Nagendra said, "I don't sell wisdom by weight, by its quality." Then Babu put down a nickel coin and asked Nagendra to give a nickel's worth wisdom. So give me a one nickel worth wisdom. Okay. Then he gave a piece of wisdom. He wrote on a paper and gave that wisdom to Babu. And what was written there? "It is not wise to stand and watch two people fighting." So it's not advisable. So that was the wisdom he gave for a nickel coin. Then Babu went home. Babu's father is a rich merchant and he is a very influential person. He is very strong, stout. So went there. What happened? His father did not like it. Okay, and father became furious and he screamed. He made a lot of commotion. He went to the shop of Nagendra and he fought with Nagendra and asked for the for giving back the nickel coin and take back the wisdom. And when Gupta, the name of the father of Babu was Gupta, he was the rich merchant. So he gave back that piece of paper. Then Nagendra told, "I don't want the paper, I want the wisdom in it. So you should not use the wisdom which I gave you." That means when two people fight each other, you should not stand there. That was the wisdom given. Now today onwards, you should not use this wisdom in your life, or your child should not use that wisdom. Okay, and that was also agreed, and he Gupta took that one nickel coin and went back home. Now we will see the rest of the story. Now, a document was signed and said that Gupta said that my son will never use the advice, that he will always stand and watch people fighting. And it was written and it was given to Nagendra. Okay. Now, sixth paragraph. The passers-by supported Nagendra, but the people who were around supported Nagendra. So Gupta readily signed the document and took his money. So he took back the money and he went home. He was happy that it had been easy to undo his son's foolish bargain. Okay, so Gupta was very happy. He was a very greediest person who doesn't want even a single paisa to be wasted on silly things. Okay, Thus he took up the money and he went back. Okay. Thus the problem was settled. Now the thing is that he should uh, he should not use the wisdom which Nagendra gave. That was the contract. Okay. Now we will see the we will move on to the seventh paragraph. A few days passed. The king of the land had two queens who hated each other. So, the king of the land, who was ruling that particular land where Nagendra was living, that king had two queens. Both of them engaged in duels. They used to fight each other, they used to hate each other. So did the maids. Even the maids also were fighting each other. So, the queens had a hatredness as well as the maids. They quarreled as bitterly as their mistresses. So, just like the queens, the maids also fought each other. One day, each queen sent her maid to the market. So, each queen, both of them, sent their maids to the market. The maids went to the same shop and both wanted to buy the same pumpkin. So now there is a problem. Okay, both maids went to the same shop, and one maid took a pumpkin and the other maid of the other queen, she also wanted the same pumpkin. Now there is a big fight between the maids to buy the same pumpkin. Okay, there was only one pumpkin. Okay, there was only one pumpkin in that shop. So, since they hated each other, they fought now for this one single pumpkin. So, they began to quarrel. Their abuses and justice were so fierce. So, they were so fiercely using the words as well as the justice that the grocer fled this place. So the grocer, the man who was selling things, selling vegetables, ran away from that place because he knew that these maids were of queens and something will happen to him. So out of the fear, he went away from that place. Babu, who happened to be nearby, remembered his contract with Nagendra and went there and watched the quarrel. Now, when two people engage in fight, actually, Babu had to remain there because the advice was which he bought from Nagendra was he has to run away from that place, whereas now he is to stand there and watch the fight because the pact or the agreement made with Gupta and Nagendra was that his son will never run away from a place where two people fight. Okay. So now Babu is quietly standing near the fight and watching it. Okay. The maids fought, tore each other's hair, so they were pulling the hair, and came to blows. So they began to beat each other. One of the maids noticed the merchant's son and asked and said to him, "Okay, you be my witness." So now, Babu, you have to be the witness, the person who has seen the fight. Okay, she struck me. The other maid cried. So the other maid also said to Babu that you know that it is she who began the fight. The other one told Babu, you know that you have seen that she has struck me. So both of them are telling to Babu to support them. The other maid cried, "You have seen with your own eyes who struck whom. You are my witness." So both of them are saying that, Babu, you are my witness, and the other one also says, you are my witness. Okay. She has hit me so many times. Then they remembered other errands and went their ways. Then the maids remembered immediately the other things to be brought, and they went to other place or to other shops. Okay. Now we move on to the eighth paragraph. The two maids went to their queens and told them about the quarrel, adding all sorts of colorful details. So, after the shopping, the two maids went to their respective queens and told the queens what really happened with all details. The queens were now furious. Now, the queens got furious. They were very angry and sent complaints to the king. Now, the complaint was registered or informed to the king. Now, king and for king, both queens are precious, isn't it? Though they don't like each other, the king no, really like both of them. Though, so he has to support both. Okay. Now, each of them sent words to Babu that he was the witness on her side. So both of them, both the maids told the king that there is a boy called Babu who has seen the fighting and he is the witness. He shall be brought. Okay. Now, if he didn't speak in support of her, she would have his head chopped off. Okay. Now, if Babu is not supporting a queen, that queen will definitely chop off the head of Babu. Okay. Now, Babu is in confusion. Now, if she supports Queen 1 or the maid 1, the second maid will ask the queen to chop off the head of Babu. And if he supports the second queen or the second maid, the first queen and the maids will cut off his head. So, by all means, the head of Babu will be chopped off in any of these cases. Okay, now Babu was in panic. He was in utter confusion and pain. And when his father heard of this, he too was panicked. So the father also came to know about this issue, and father also got very much frightened, and he was also in a panic state. Okay, now let's go and ask Nagendra. He has wisdom to sell. So now the father realized that Nagendra has some wisdom, so we will go and ask him what to do. Now Gupta realized that he has to depend on Nagendra for a piece of wisdom to solve this puzzle, this problem. So let us see what he has to say to get me out of this scrap. So father and son went to Nagendra, who said he would help, but the fee would be 500 rupee. So it's not like a nickel coins wisdom. It's a life saving piece of wisdom. So they have to give 500 rupees. So Gupta readily agreed. Gupta paid him the money, and Nagendra said. So now Nagendra is giving the piece of wisdom. When they call you to court, pretend to be insane. So when the king call you to say that you are the witness, so what you have to do, you have to act as an insane person, as a mad person. You should not respond anything. If at all you respond, your response should be like the response of an insane person, a mad person. Behave as if you understood nothing of what they say. Okay, if they ask something, you pretend to be not knowing anything. Okay, you pretend to be a mad person, and that was the piece of wisdom which was given to Babu and to Gupta by our brilliant boy Nagendra, who was selling the wisdom. Okay, now we will see the rest of the story in the next class. Okay, kindly listen to this class. Open your textbook, take page number 12 and 13, and kindly listen to this video class. Okay, if you have any doubt, you can ask me in the comment section, or you can send me a personal message. Okay, thank you. Have a nice day.